Hey guys, it's me Jamal here, and today, this is probably gonna be my last video before next year. So don't think so. My last video, I don't mean that I'm gonna be completely quitting YouTube, even though I haven't been posting videos for a couple months now. But anyway, this video is about is I'm gonna be reviewing pretty much every single Switch game that I have, from my physical ones to my digital ones. Even though I'm gonna be doing my physical games in order. So pretty much from when I first had my Switch to now, as the recording of this video, gonna be reviewing every single Switch game that I have from physical to digital. So I already counted, and since I have like 13 games that are physical, we shouldn't waste much time. So let's get into it. So my first game here, this was the first game I had for my Switch, which is Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Oh, and also before I get into more a little bit of detail, I'm gonna be doing these briefly. Like, I'm gonna be reviewing them briefly, giving what I think my opinion is and what I think of the game overall, and give it a rating. So some of these might be a little obvious what I think of them, and some of these might not be. You never know. But anyway, Breath of the Wild. Of course, if you watch things like the Game of the Year award, you know that this game won Game of the Year, and I feel like that it deserves it. Even with the DLC that came out, since I bought the DLC pack 1 month ago, even though it was as an expansion pass, so it's basically just 2 in 1. But I do like the world, and even though, of course, I have that well, actually, never mind. I'll get into that later. But overall, I would give Breath of the Wild a solid 10 out of 10. So next game, Lego City Undercover. At least for the Switch, and even though I'll just say this right off the bat, I'm not the biggest fan of Lego games, so I will say that I don't play many of them, but this might be the best one that I've played so far. So yeah. So overall, I do actually like this game. I would give it a solid, maybe around 8.5 out of 10. That's probably what I would give it. It's not the best game on the Switch, but it's okay. Of course, here's another big one that's a port of the Wii from the Wii U, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Now, if you played the original Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, you pretty much know exactly how this game controls. And yeah, and I know they added new things, like new characters, like the Inklings, and they also added new items and new features, as you can see on the back, like at this part. But overall, I like the controls too. Even though, to be honest, I don't really, it doesn't really feel the most comfortable holding the A button to accelerate with the Joy-Con. So I usually like to have the auto accelerate on. But overall, I gave Mario Kart Deluxe a solid 9 out of 10. Hey, next game, Ultra Street Fighter 2. So yeah, of course, if you I am a Street Fighter fan, actually, and this is also one of the games that I have that are T for teen, because most of my games are like rated E10 and up, but this one's one of my T for teen games, and I also have one that's rated M for mature that I'm gonna be mentioning later on. But yeah, this is a fight. Of course, it is a fighting game. It says it on the cover, Street Fighter. But I do like how they what some of the things that they have, even though Way the Hadu is terrible. But overall, I give Ultra Street Fighter 2 an 8 out of 10. Even though because it's kind of lacking in terms of the content side. But this next game has a lot more content. So right here we have ARMS, which I have made a video talking about this whole problem that I have with the 3-player battles, and how I think it's unfair that people just attack each other. Well, even though that is basically the point, but like where you have two people hitting you, and really, unless you're like a pro player, there's a high chance you would not survive two people trying to hit you. But anyway, and I do know that they had that recent update with Dr. Coyle as a new character, and I also know that they're not having any more huge updates to ARMS, so that pretty much means no new ARMS or stages or even characters. So pretty much Dr. Coyle was the last character, or the last new character to come. But overall, I would give ARMS a solid 9 out of 10. Yeah, I think it's the best fighting game on the Switch anyway. Next, we have a game that some people say that is the best game on the Switch. Well, one of the best on the Switch, which is Splatoon 2. Which I will agree, it is a good game, but I honestly don't exactly find it to be the best game on the Switch. I mean, after you've been playing it for a while, this game gets kind of repetitive, to be honest. But I mean, like, I don't even play it all that much, mainly because of my Wi-Fi. But it's kind of lost a little bit of interest from me. I mean, I still play it from time to time, but not too much. And I know that they have those new updates where they actually increased like the level, where instead of the max level being 50, it's like 99. So unless you're like a dedicated Splatoon 2 fan, I don't know if I'll ever get to 99 to 99 level on Splatoon 2. Or in terms of online play, which is basically the main feature of Splatoon 2 is the online play, even though of course it has a solo play too. Which I know that if you complete all the stages in that game on the solo play with a specific weapon, like if you wanted to do it all with the splat dualies, which is exactly what I did, you do unlock the hero dualies. That's just an example. But overall, Splatoon 2, I do love this game, so I give it a 9 out of 10. Next we have Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I know it's my second Mario game. Don't worry, I have another one coming up. Well, not right now, but later on. But anyway, I do know that this game did win a couple of awards at E3. And I think it kind of deserves it, even though, of course, it didn't win Game of the Year, but I still think it's good. And yeah, I know that it's a little strange that they have... I know that some people say that it's kind of strange with the crossover that they have between Mario and Rabbids, but at least the Rabbids aren't annoying. They don't really annoy me in this game, even though I never played any of the Rabbids games or Rayman or whatever. And I know that they also had that recent update where they have the 2-player thing where you can basically just try to take down each other, kill each other. But either way, overall, I'll give this game a solid 9 out of 10. Even though I still haven't finished it, but I did unlock Yoshi. Okay, next we have Pokken Tournament Deluxe. And if you and this is also another port from the Wii U version. But I mean, I feel like that the ports that they put that Nintendo did with Mario Kart and Pokken, I feel like they did a good job with these. But like they just made those 2 games even better. And of course, if you know about this game, this is basically a fighting game, so don't think it's like your average Pokemon game. Like how they have that rumored new Pokemon game that's supposed to be coming sometime in 2018 or 2019. And yes, I do know about those rumors, how they said they're going to do stuff like Unengine 4 and stuff like that. But I still think this is actually a fun game to play. I do know there's a fun pick up and play game. So pretty much anyone who haven't played it before, it's kind of fun to have a pick up and play game. But overall, I give this game a solid 8.5 out of 10. It's not the best fighting game on the Switch, but I would say it's the second best, besides ARMS. Right now, actually, they dropped it. Okay, next we have Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, and for the Switch, because it clearly says it right here for Nintendo Switch. And yeah, I feel like that this is the type of game that kind of sort of caters to like people who are fans of Dragon Ball, and I'm kind of a fan too. I mean, I know quite a bit about Dragon Ball, so but I think it's a solid fighting game with kind of a good story, even though it's really basically just about going through the Dragon Ball timeline. That's pretty much what the story is, going through the timeline. And I like the level of customization that they have, and I like the kind of open world that they have with Conton City, and even some of the stages that they fight in. It sort of feels like an open world game, but with fighting elements and maybe a little bit of RPG elements. But overall, I would give Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 around 8 out of 10. Even though, I mean, it's not the best fighting game, but it's okay. Sorry, but I had to jump up in bed. Okay, next we have another game that was actually at the Game Awards and was nominated for Game of the Year, which is pretty much the second biggest competitor to Breath of the Wild. Super Mario Odyssey. Now, as a Mario fan myself, I love this game. Okay, to be honest, like when I first had my hands on this game and I was controlling it, to be honest, it felt like that I was playing a modern version of Super Mario 64. Not that it's a bad thing, but but the controls make me feel like I'm playing Super Mario 64 again. That's what I love about the controls. Even if I have the whole joystick problem with my Joy Cons, but but and of course, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Mario Odyssey's ending, and I like how if inside the case they have the lyrics to Jump Up Superstar, and due to low lighting, you probably won't be able to see it unless you get the game yourself. But well, physically at least. But besides that, overall, I'll give Mario Odyssey a solid 9.5 out of 10. Okay, so these last three are either for my birthday or Christmas, or at least in terms of physical, because I'm also going to be reviewing my digital games, because I'm going to be turning on my Switch. So I have three more games that are physical. So next one is pretty much the worst game that I have on my Switch so far. It's not the worst game on the Switch, but it's the worst one that I own. Sonic Forces. And well, really, as a Sonic fan myself, this was sort of a disappointment. And just like how I read from reviews, the levels are so short. I finished this game in a day. A day. This game right here. I finished this in a day without even having to care about collecting those red rings. I finished this in a day. So overall, Sonic Forces, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Maybe actually just a 7. No 0.5s or anything, just a 7. Okay, next is the M-rated the game that I was talking about, and no, it's not Skyrim. Doom. Now, to be honest, the two reasons why I decided to get this game is, first of all, I never played this game before. And second of all, it's been a long time since I played a first-person shooter. I think the last time I played a first-person shooter until now was back when I was a little younger, and I played Team Fortress 2. So that's pretty much the two reasons why I decided to get Doom on the Switch. And really, I think it's an excellent port. I mean, yeah, sure, it has its technical problems, like how the graphics does not look very well in handheld mode. But one big technical problem that I found with Doom on the Switch is like I remember one time, I think it was a couple days ago, when I was in the car with some of my family members, including my mom and dad, when I was playing Doom, I noticed that there was an audio problem, and not the same one, and it's not the same one. Okay, well, it's almost exactly the same audio problem that I have when I play the games that I have with voice acting in TV mode, but except it went completely mute. That's the problem. It went mute. Not just the voice acting not working, it went completely mute. Which I think is a problem that Bethesda and id Software or Panic Button needs to fix. It needs to fix. Man, I don't know if anybody else suffered that problem, but that's something that I experienced in terms of the technical side with Doom. And even though it is a demonic game, like it has a demonic theme, but if you look past that, it's still a fun experience, especially playing online. It's a fun game. I mean, I love it. Anyway, here comes my last game that I got for the physically, and Doom and the next game I'm gonna talk about. I got both of these for Christmas, even though I opened Doom the night before, but like at 10 o'clock or something. But anyway, as you can see, the Fire Emblem Warriors. Now, to be honest, I know that this game is basically almost like Hyrule Warriors, like how they released both of those games like how they released Hyrule Warriors on the Wii U, and they released a Hyrule one on the 3DS, which is exactly what they did with Fire Emblem Warriors. But I think it's a good game. Sure, it might not be the most popular game on the Switch or the well-known one, but really, to be honest, like I decided to get this game mainly because I never played a single Fire Emblem game in my life. As a Nintendo fan, I never played a single one in my life, not even the ones on the 3DS. Never played a single Fire Emblem game until now. And I kind of like the story too, but overall, I would give it a solid 8.5. I mean, it's not the best game on the Switch or most well known, but it is also my second T for Teen game I have. But I don't really care much about the rating, the age rating. As long as it's a good game, I'll still play it. So as y'all saw, those were 13 games. From Breath of the Wild to Fire Emblem Warriors, those were all my games that I have physical. But now I'm gonna review the games that I have in brief detail, the digital ones. And as you can hear from that sound, I just turned on my Switch. So I might either do this in random order or in order. Well, actually, I'll do it in order. But just for time constraints, I'm gonna make this quick. So, Sonic Mania, which is this right here, 8.5 out of 10. Well, actually, 9 out of 10. Arcade Archives Mario Bros, which is this right here, 7.5 out of 10. It's not a bad game. Pinball FX3, 7 out of 10. Rocket League, 8.5 out of 10. Or at least the one on the Switch, anyway. And the most recent two games that I bought digitally, I'm not going to count Hulu because that's not a game, that's a streaming service. Fast RMX, 8.5 out of 10. Shantae Half Genie Hero, 9 out of 10. So as y'all saw, I just made that quick. So yeah, so those were pretty much all the games. Sorry, it just made a sound. The Switch. Overall, those are pretty much all my games that I've gotten in 2017 as the recording of this video. And I can't wait to see what's going to be happening next year. I mean, I heard Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, was supposed to be coming to the Switch. And I know that Bayonetta 1 and 2 is going to be coming to the Switch, and Bayonetta 3 is being developed, which I did actually get a Bayonetta amiibo for Christmas. And I also got a Super Nintendo Classic, which is right over here. Don't know if you can see it very well. I'll turn on some light. And sorry if you hear wind blows, that's just my fan. But actually, forget it. But overall, those are pretty much all the games that I have on my Switch, from the physical ones to the digital ones. So hopefully you guys like this end of the year video that I made. And even though I didn't really have much of a good time in 7th grade, but I still think 2017 was a good year in terms of gaming. But anyway, I'll see you guys later. for next year. Bye.